you would, please pray with me. Father, we are gathered here today as a caring community to celebrate with these graduates this milestone that has required much hard work, dedication, and sacrifice from not only the graduate, but their families and loved ones. However, we must be careful to first give thanks to you for guiding each individual path and providing the strength to complete this one chapter for these graduates and those most close to them. As they pursue these next chapters of their life, I pray that you stand close to them and continue to provide this same guidance and strength. Father, give each of us the desire to dream big and pursue those goals and aspirations that seem challenging, because we know that with you, all things are possible. We pray these things in your name, and we all said, amen. Thank you. At this time, will you please remain standing for the national anthem performed by our very own vocal rhapsody under the direction of Karen Dell. Following the national anthem, you may be seated.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, fell bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave, the brave.
If you're excited to be here for graduation today, let me hear good morning. Good morning. There you go. Pretty significant. Today is 12, 13, 14. That's going to make it an even more special day. As the president of Cleveland State Community College, on behalf of the faculty and staff, I would like to welcome you to the college's 48th commencement ceremony. Since the founding of the college in 1967, we have provided credit and non-credit courses to well over 250,000 students. This ceremony will be webcast on the Cleveland State website, and it will be archived so it can be viewed later as well. In order to help us facilitate this special event, we ask that all family and friends remain in their seats through the entire ceremony. And we also ask that you silence your cell phones at this time. I would like to introduce my distinguished colleagues who are with me here on the platform today. To my left, Dr. Denise King, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Mark McLeod, President of the Faculty Senate. Chris Mowry, President of the Staff Senate. And Dr. Michael Stokes, Vice President for Student Services. On my right, Dr. Ryan Thompson, who will be one of our keynote speakers today. Mr. Mike Policastro, he is our athletic director and baseball coach. He's also a keynote speaker today. And Dr. Tommy Wright, Vice President for Finance Administration, who provided our prayer this morning. At this time, we usually have a member of the Tennessee Board of Regents speak to the graduating class, but since our commencement falls on the same day as all of our sister institutions, they were not able to be here today. But I have been asked to extend congratulations and best wishes on behalf of the Board of Regents. Phi Theta Kappa, the Community College National Honor Society, is selling roses in the lobby. Perhaps some of you have received some already. The funds raised will go to the local Omega Omicron chapter of PTK. So if you'd like to purchase one after the ceremony for your graduate, please feel free to do so. I've also been told that the bookstore is open, so you have those last chance opportunities to pick up some memorabilia from the bookstore. For the fall semester, we received intent to graduate forms on 200 degrees and certificates. Of those 200, 71 are female and 129 are male. This includes Associate of Arts, Associate of Fine Arts, Associate of Science, Associate of Applied Science, and certificates. The average age of our graduating group this semester is 28 years old. We have two keynote speakers this morning. Our first speaker is our head baseball coach and athletic director here at the college and the recipient of our Distinguished Staff Award this past May. The Distinguished Staff Award is presented each year to an individual who has performed meritorious service to the Cleveland State community, above and beyond the expectations of the job. Mike Policastro is a 1983 graduate of Tennessee Wesleyan College, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Health and Physical Education while lettering in baseball. Prior to graduating from TWC, he attended and played baseball at Hiawassee Junior College. He accepted his first collegiate head coaching position at the age of 25 when he was hired at his alma mater, Tennessee Wesleyan College, in 1985. At that time, he was one of the youngest head coaches in collegiate baseball. While at Wesleyan, he compiled a record of 144 wins and 116 losses in the competitive Tennessee-Virginia Athletic Conference. He was named head baseball coach at Cleveland State in 1993. In his 21 years at Cleveland State, he has a career record of 640 wins and 449 losses. During his tenure, the Cougars have won Eastern Division title, 8 second-place finishes, and 2 state and regional runner-ups in 1996 and 2005. Mike was named the Tennessee Junior College Athletic Association Coach of the Year in 1996. He is dedicated to the college, and that is evident through the work he has done to establish the Cleveland State Athletic Hall of Fame. Through his leadership, staff and volunteers created a recognition program to honor former athletes, coaches, administrators, and volunteers that have made a difference at Cleveland State. He displays initiative and is always working to improve the athletic department by upgrading facilities, enhancing programs, and providing the best possible experience for all students. He performs all aspects of his job with excellence, integrity, and a positive attitude. Mike and his wife, Elaine, have 3 children, Chris, Michelle, and Kyle, and 1 grandson, Lincoln. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Mike Policastro.
Thank you, Dr. Seymour. Good morning, and congratulations to the 2014 graduates on this significant achievement. You have invested a great deal of time and effort in meeting the requirements for your degree or certificate this morning. I would also like to congratulate family and friends that are here in attendance, as I know they have supported you in your path here at Cleveland State. I'm really honored to have the opportunity to speak and participate in this important day for you, your families, and your friends. As Dr. Seymour said, I've been here 22 years, and this is the first time a staff person has addressed graduation, so I feel like I had a little bit of pressure on me, but I'm going to try to do the best I can. I told people I was speaking today, and the responses you would get were what you would expect to be. What are you going to speak about? Don't speak too long. What's your topic going to be? I hope I don't win the Distinguished Staff Award. But the best one I thought was, now that you can take that off your bucket list. And that's true, because this is a unique life experience that doesn't happen to a lot of people. And again, I'm honored to have the chance to be here this morning. After spending my entire professional career in higher education, I've had the opportunity to listen to a lot of commencement addresses and often wondered what my message would be to a graduating class. When I was asked to speak this morning by Dr. Seymour, or told to speak by Dr. Seymour, I thought, what would I speak about and how it would relate to my circumstances of me being here this morning. After spending my entire career in athletics, I realized that everybody wants to be successful and are expected to be successful. But success just doesn't happen. We have to plan for it. So my message for you today will be breaking it down into steps that we have to take to be successful in our career. You have earned success by being here this morning and earning your degree. You're going to move on to the next phase of your academic career or enter the workforce, but you also have to have a plan for success. As I look back in my experiences, I'm standing here today because I was able to break it down into 4 Ps, and Dr. Seymour would understand this because it's based off his 5 Rs that he talked about earlier. These 4 Ps will be passion, a plan, persistence, and a positive attitude. First, I'd like to talk about passion. Whether you find your passion or your passion finds you, you will have a passion for something that could be a driving force into your professional experience. Your passion could be, you could have more than one passion. It could be a hobby, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be professional. It doesn't matter. But if you can relate your passion to your profession, you will have an enjoyable professional experience. If you can wake up every day and go to your passion and not your job, your hobby will be your passion and it won't be your job. And that's pretty cool. I'm standing here today because my vocation is my avocation. When I was in high school, I had no idea what I wanted to do, whether I would go to college or not. But I knew I had a passion, and it was athletics, and baseball in particular. Though, as I went to college, I was able to work with young kids working summer baseball camps, a passion found me, and that passion was working with young people. And I was fortunate enough, because of that, I was able to make a career with my passion. Your passions may change as your life circumstances change, but if you can always follow your passion, you're going to have a rewarding life and a rewarding experience. Secondly, a plan. I truly believe that it's important to have a plan, as a plan is direction. You have heard the old saying, you have to plan for your future, and that's true. You have put a plan into place to be here this morning. You've graduated. You've put a plan into place to move on to the next phase of your academic career or enter the workforce. But where are you going to be 5, 10, 15 years from now? Believe me, it'll be here a lot quicker than you think. In order to be successful, people have direction, where you want to go and how you're going to get there. Your plan should dream big and aim high, as there's nothing holding you back. You can do whatever you want to do. Your plans will change, they'll be scrapped, they'll be rewritten, they'll be adjusted, they'll be fine-tuned. But as long as you have a plan and you have direction, you have every opportunity to have a successful life. Third is persistence. Athletics teaches us a lot, and persistence is the biggest thing, because we don't always win, we don't always have success in what we're doing, but we persist in going out there and trying to be better and better the next day. We know that things will not go according to our plan, but the big thing is how do we handle that? Do we get frustrated? Do we get down? Do we get mad? How do we control our emotions? To have a chance to be successful, you have to have the ability to understand and handle failure, as we all would have failure at some part in our life. Being persistent means failure will not define you. It will not keep you down. As I said, we will all have bad breaks and disappointments, and that's a part of life. But the failures that we have should make us stronger. We should learn from it. We should become wiser. And we should never doubt ourselves and have the confidence to bounce back from any setback, that you know that you have the capability to do anything that you want. Finally, a positive attitude. And I think this is one of the biggest things that we can possess. A positive attitude will have an impact on your outlook and how people perceive you. I know it's easier said than done, but as you continue your college education or enter the workforce, try to be the person whose glass is always half full. We never get anything that we want. We never get everything that we ask for, but we can always try to put a positive spin on everything that happens. Having a positive outlook will always make you a better teammate, friend, brother, sister, son, or daughter. I always tell my players, nobody will ever remember how many home runs you hit, how many games you won. or how high your batting average was, but they'll remember the kind of person you are and the kind of person you were. Were you the person that everybody wanted to be around and flock to, or were you the person that stood off by yourself, was always down, or always had a sour look on your face? You're the person who can control that emotion. And I will leave you with this in conclusion. Remember, your attitude will determine your altitude in life. Again, I would like to congratulate you and wish you the best of luck as you leave Cleveland State. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for those important words, and I appreciate that you didn't go too long because I might have had a call for a pitching change. At this time, I'd like to call back Vocal Rhapsody to sing Carol of the Bells.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is their song. Ring, joyful ring, go caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they proud, raising the sound, toil and dear, tithing their tale, giving the ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, Merry Christmas. Ding dong, Merry Christmas. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is their song. Ring, joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they proud, raising the sound, toil and dear, tithing their tale, giving the ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Ding dong, that is the song. Ring, joyful ring, all caroling. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home.
On when they send on without end their joyful tone to every home.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Thank you, Vocal Rhapsody. We appreciate our choir so much. They're a great example of the diversity at Cleveland State and the fulfillment of our mission. We appreciate the efforts of Director Karen Dale and our singers as well. Our second speaker this morning received the Distinguished Faculty Award in May. This award is given each year to a member of the Cleveland State faculty in recognition of meritorious service to the college and community. The committee's choice for this year's distinguished faculty member is Dr. Ryan Thompson. Ryan received his bachelor's degree in history at Brigham Young University in Utah, and after BYU, he earned a master's degree from the University of Connecticut, and then completed a PhD at the University of Delaware. His dissertation examined the changes in educational practices in Philadelphia from 1682 to 1836. Ryan is highly respected by everyone with whom he has worked. His previous dean wrote that he is a first-rate instructor, one dedicated to inspiring and encouraging students to learn, one who has the capacity for bringing history alive and helping students see for themselves the importance and relevance of our past. One way in which this was manifested is through his adamant support for the college's first-year seminar courses. He was part of the committee that helped shape the program and to ensure that these courses make a positive impact. He has taken on the added responsibility of teaching some of these sections. The positive effects that these courses are having are demonstrated through the outstanding evaluations that students have provided for his sections. In addition to his skill in the classroom, he has also been exemplary in the area of campus service, serving tirelessly on a number of important committees where he works as an advocate for students. He has also worked hard on developing and administering the assessment plan for our college's Quality Enhancement Plan. His work in these roles ensures that our college is continuously improving and speaks to his dedication to the college and commitment to academic excellence. He also has demonstrated a record of service to our community, having served as, among other things, part of a disaster relief team during tornadoes earlier here in this area, a church elder and a volunteer for youth sports and other activities. Ryan and his wife Karen have 3 children, Katie, Matt, and Alyssa. At this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Ryan Thompson.
Thank you, Dr. Seymour. Too, I'm deeply honored to be here before you today and hopefully share a few words of wisdom that will be of benefit to you graduates. For the past several months, I've been thinking about which deep, profound insights I might share with you today on this momentous occasion. As I reflected on the collected wisdom of great thinkers and philosophers with the aid of the magical tool called Google, I've narrowed my topic down to 2 major themes: work hard and keep learning. Nothing terribly exciting or surprising, but nevertheless very important, I believe. Thomas Edison insisted that there's no substitute for hard work, a motto which he lived by. While developing a successful light bulb, he filled over 40,000 pages of notes and tested over 6,000 different materials before he found a filament that would last more than 40 hours during his extenuous tests. During his lifetime, he applied for and received just under 1,100 separate patents based on his innovations and creations. While he and his creative team had great ideas, it was their willingness to put in thousands of hours of work that allowed them to make their new breakthroughs. And it is the same for all of us. As I look around this auditorium, I see families who have worked hard and saved and sacrificed so that you could be here today. My mother worked as a clerk at the local courthouse, and my father worked 2 jobs to provide for me and my brother. My dad cut meat at a grocery store all day and then trained horses for another 5 or 6 hours every evening. And then he taught me how to work, since I was the lucky son that got up to get early and clean out the stalls and feed and water the horses every morning at 5:30. I worked my way through school through a variety of jobs, just as many of the students here are doing the same. You shoulder responsibilities at home with family, you work part-time jobs, you serve in your church and community, and you balance that with attending class and keeping up with homework. And some of you even squeeze in time for movies, video games, sports, and something called a social life. You've made it through finals, completed your class presentations, finished your modules, and turned in your last paper. You should be proud of everything you've worked towards and everything you've accomplished so far. Your family and friends should be proud of you as well. Shortly, you'll go home and enjoy the weekend, and that is why we're gathered here today, to celebrate you and honor your accomplishments. However, to paraphrase Winston Churchill's assessment of the Allies' progress during a particularly dark period of World War II, this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. What I mean by that is that you will now have to take your approach to work and learning to another level. For those of you planning on entering the workforce, you'll begin applying for jobs, and that takes a lot of work. Once you're hired, you'll be expected to work hard to learn how to work the way that your new boss wants you to work. A willingness to go the extra mile will go a long ways on a new job. In many contracts, it's called the other duties as assigned clause. After my brother graduated with a degree in biology a few years ago, he got hired to work at a huge medical product manufacturer. He was told he could ask for a transfer after 6 months, but not before. His job was to put batteries in pacemakers for 8 hours a day. He didn't start out as a manager. He started out putting batteries in pacemakers, and he did that for 6 months. After 6 months, there were only 2 or 3 of the 30 or so that were hired with him that had worked through that entire period and stayed on with the company. And they were both immediately granted their request for transfer to other departments. Within 5 years, he'd worked his way up to a position where he supervised all the shipping and supplying of medical products to Latin America for this company. Hard work pays off. For those of you planning on continuing your education elsewhere, you're in very good shape. When I was hired here 8 years ago, Fred Wood, who was dean of the division at the time and one of the best men I've ever worked with, made an observation and a request as we talked over and discussed different things that would be part of my job here. I shared a statistic from UTC about our students who transferred there. And the statistic indicated that our students that transferred there actually did better than the students that had started at UTC and continued on and finished there. In the years since then, I've had former students come back and tell me how well they've done in their classes elsewhere because our classes had prepared them so well for work later. Our student success at other programs is a reflection of your hard work and the academic standards of Cleveland State. Fred's request to me was that I teach the same type of history class that I'd been teaching at the University of Delaware. Don't lower your standards or water down your content. Set high expectations and help the students reach them. After 8 years, I've worked with most of the faculty and staff in one way or another, and I can tell you that they too want the best for you. I love teaching here, and I couldn't imagine a better place to work with or a better set of colleagues to work with. We push you because you're capable of more than most of you can imagine. But now that you've graduated, are you done learning? No. Michelangelo, one of the greatest artists of all time, declared, "Ancora imparo," I'm still learning, at the age of 87. This was after he had sculpted the Pieta and the statue of David, painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel, and was currently renovating the St. Peter's Basilica. After all of these masterpieces he'd completed over a lifetime's of work, he claimed to be still learning. I believe the same applies to us as well. We need to keep learning. You'll keep learning at your new school, or you'll keep learning on your new job. There'll be new medical breakthroughs that you'll need to be able to use to treat patients, new laws to be aware of to help your clients, new programs and products that will reshape the way you work. And you'll teach yourself these new skills through work, through a class at school or on the internet, or on your own. Many of you literally have all the combined knowledge of humanity at your fingertips. If you have a smartphone or iPad or a tablet and a live connection to the internet, you can access almost any type of information you want in a few seconds and with a few keystrokes. But access to knowledge isn't learning, and it is different than being educated. My 6-year-old daughter has the same access to knowledge as you do, but she's not as educated as you. She doesn't yet know how to examine the validity of sources or critically analyze arguments or compare contrasting viewpoints. But you do. Whether you studied math and biology and accounting, English, or speech in one of the degree programs, or more specialized topics in computer science or electrical maintenance in one of the certificate programs, you've begun to see how the courses work together and support each other. Your understanding of math helps you understand economics, and your classes in English help you with reports and essays in biology. The courses in certificate programs such as EMT students build off one another as well. Okay? Use what you learn in one subject to help you in another subject. As you move forward, continue to utilize and develop all the skills in your toolbox to help you learn and better understand and enjoy the world around you. Read, make new friends, be involved in your community, travel, work hard, work smart. Ask questions, keep learning, enjoy life. In closing, I'd like to share one final story inspired by the popular meme, "Keep calm and carry on." This was originally a phrase placed on a poster by the British government to strengthen resolve during particularly dark times of World War II when things weren't going terribly well for the British. And though my 13-year-old daughter will no doubt tell me that you can't quote a meme with air quotes, let me finish with this. She corrects me on a lot of things quite often. Keep calm, keep working, and keep learning. Good luck, and thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Will the graduates please stand? Dr. Seymour, I am pleased to present to you the graduating class of 2014. As Vice President for Academic Affairs, I certify that these students have fulfilled all of the requirements set forth by the Tennessee Board of Regents and that they are entitled to receive the appropriate degrees or certificates.
With the power vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents and the state of Tennessee, and upon recommendation of the faculty and administration of Cleveland State Community College, these candidates are hereby awarded an Associate of Arts degree, an Associate of Science degree, an Associate of Applied Science degree, or certificate with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. Congratulations. A couple notes before we proceed to the awarding of degrees. We have professional photographers taking pictures of each graduate, so we would like to ask that all family and friends stay in their seats during the ceremony and remain until all graduates have exited the auditorium.
Timothy Donahue. Caitlin Haselton Harrod. Ariel Rosalane Saintlot. Tony Coco Abignano. Jacqueline K. Hanna. Rachel Marie Harris. Ashley Samantha Hudson. Landis Jermaine Johnson. Joseph Levi Ladner. Kara Lachey McGriff. Catherine Bailey Pickett. Kayla Lachey Smith. David W. Stoliarchuk. Claudine Brousseau. Megan Nicole Brown Hicks. Patty Ray Bryant. Kimberly Free Colette. Catherine Elizabeth Day. Wendy M. Day. Jonathan Paul Douglas. Deborah A. Earls. Brianna P. Howard. Tabitha Michelle Huggins. William Christopher Isbell. Shelley Ann Jones. Nicholas Edward McCall. Stevie Ray McDermott. Heather C. Presley. Deborah Lynn Pritchett. Stephen Barnett Steiner. Tabitha Renee Summers. Tina Marie Sutton. Laurel Megan Williams. Tiara Monique Mitchell. Paige Danae Powers.
If the graduates would please rise. This is the time to move those tassels from your right to your left. Now, you are Cleveland State alumni. Congratulations. Please have a seat for just a minute. This is the spot in the program where the president gets to provide closing remarks. A point of executive privilege, I guess. The last words you receive as part of your college experience at Cleveland State. Sounds very ominous, doesn't it? I also understand that I'm what stands between you leaving here and commencing the rest of your life, or at least going to lunch with your family. I do, however, want to take a moment to say thank you. So thank you. You may be wondering, why is he thanking us? I want to thank you because you have made a positive and lasting mark on Cleveland State. You have made us a better place, a better campus family for being with us. You are the reason why we teach and why we serve. You are the fulfillment of our mission. So each one of you that crossed this stage is a celebration of us completing our mission. So not only do we celebrate with you, we thank you for the honor of serving you. We are a community college, and you are our community. That is why we believe in putting community first in all that we do. I also think it's special that you receive your degrees during the special season of the year. I've heard it said many times that this is the season of perpetual hope. My greatest hope for you is that you have learned through your experience here that you can hope for just about any achievement that you can dream and actually make it happen. You have demonstrated that you have the skills and the dedication to set goals and achieve them. Whether you're moving on to that dream job or the next phase of your education, I hope you move on with a sincere belief that you will be extremely successful. We are so very proud of you and wish you and your families the very best. And from our family to yours, we wish you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a bright and prosperous New Year. Again, congratulations and thank you very much. And now we're ready for the recessional. The platform committee will lead the way, followed by the faculty, and then the students will cheer you on as you exit the stage.